Welcome to the WedPro podcast, the podcast for wedding professionals at any stage of business who are ready to become fully booked wedding pros. We are your hosts, Katie and Roxy, founders of the Wedding Business Hub. We help wedding suppliers grow six-figure businesses through organic marketing, mastering their sales, and building their networks, all without spending a fortune on advertising and with none of the burnout. If you are ready to grow, learn new strategies, and build a business and life you love, then this is the podcast for you. We have more than a decade's worth of marketing and wedding industry experience, and now we help wedding business owners just like you take your business to the next level. If this sounds like you, you're in the right place.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to this episode of the WedPro podcast. We are your lovely hosts, Katie and Roxy, and we are here to serve you all the wedding business help and goodness that we can.
I loved that intro, Roxy. All the wedding business goodness that you can. Today, really, we wanted to focus on kind of two elements, really, like what you should be focusing on. I do apologise. Let's turn off these notifications in the background, everybody. Naughty notifications. Really on the two areas in business that you can kind of be focusing on as we're heading into the end of the year, approaching engagement season, but not only where you should be focusing your time in terms of kind of the marketing strategy, but also where you should be shaping up on your skills. What could you be doing in this kind of quiet period or quieter period? We know that you're all busy. What skills should you be sharpening up on as you're heading towards engagement season? So grab your notepads ready and get ready for some valuable insights as we head into kind of that next busy season.
So let's dive right in. Marketing is key to attracting engaged couples, and in today's digital age, online presence is more important than ever. And this means that you lot out there should be focusing on your social medias. So with platforms like Instagram, Pinterest, and TikTok gaining popularity, it's essential for wedding business owners to showcase their work visually. And also engaging in high quality content is also a must. So consider behind the scenes glimpses, real wedding stories, and collaborations with other wedding businesses as well to help boost your reach.
Yeah, I think if you're kind of listening to this in terms of kind of your social media strategy going forward, we're always told these platforms are evolving, these platforms are changing. So it's not just a case of just being on these platforms, but also kind of getting to grips with how are you going to show up on these platforms as well. Like short form content is massive right now. So we're talking reels. And actually, if you kind of really think about it, this reels explosion has only really happened in the last 2.5 years. Reels weren't a thing like in lockdown. And I actually remember them becoming a thing as we were in lockdown and actually having that conversation like, oh, are we going to try this out? Are we not going to try this out? And that seems crazy now because they are everywhere and such a good tool to get eyes on your business. And this is a really key period of time for you to be thinking about getting eyes on your business, and short form content such as Instagram Reels, Pinterest idea pins, and TikTok videos are hugely popular and essential really for that, getting eyes on your business and growing your business as well. So have a think about having a short form content strategy also included in that other content that you're showcasing. So alongside the stories, alongside the other content that you're putting out there for the rest of your audience as well, just start to think about what content you can push out over the next couple of months inside your business that is really going to get eyes on your business there as well. Exactly what you said there, Roxy, in terms of like also collaborating with other wedding businesses as well. So is there some kind of natural collaborations that you've got where you could create content together, and you can actually add a collaborator onto your content now so it can be shared by both of you, and then it doubles the reach. So this is something that we saw on Facebook quite a long time ago, but it is rolled out over onto Instagram now as well, where you can invite another wedding business owner, perhaps maybe a florist and a stylist, to style a piece of content. Maybe this is perfect for those kind of style sheets as well, because you can add the collaborator. So if you were to take a picture of a starred area with some beautiful flowers, The planner can be tagged, the florist can be tagged, and it's not just in the tags in the caption description. It actually sits at the top of the content at the top as well, and is shared between both audiences, which really boosts your reach going forward. I think just over the next couple of months, visibility is hugely key inside your business as well. Not only are engaged couples getting over the high of getting engaged, but this is typically quite a busy time for everybody anyway, like New Year, Christmas, business owners, but even people who work corporate jobs. We go into the new year and there's things going on where our focus might be. So it's really just about appreciating that your audience, yes, may be busy. So putting content out there in a really easy to kind of access way, easy to digest way. Maybe think about storyboarding that out as well, so that it's telling a story. Like, what is the point of this content that I'm pushing out? Does it educate somebody? Does it entertain somebody? Does it have a start, middle, and end? Especially when you're kind of coming up with the kind of video content, or snipping up bits from podcasts, or snipping up bits from maybe weddings. Make sure it does have that beginning, middle, end as well, because it really is going to help draw people into your content going forward.
I think the key thing here is to get your strategy sorted, because we all are busy business owners, so we don't want you posting and then posting as an afterthought. Do it as forward thinking. Really plan it out in advance, because you want it to be as successful as possible. And when you were talking about reels then, Kate, how they started in lockdown, it was all about the dancing, but now reels are so much more versatile than they've ever been, and it's a lot easier, I feel, for us in the creative industry to pull some really beautiful reels together in quite an easy way.
Yeah, and it's not just about your reels as well. It's also about thinking about your different audiences on these platforms, because people use platforms for different purposes. So yes, you'll have heard us talk on podcasts before about checking your insights, but really, when we're checking insights inside of any content platform, what we're looking for there really is trends. Like, what is our audience like loving, so that we can give more of that to our audience. So I think it's really important for you to know, like, what content is resonating on each of the platforms you're using. So if you're using Instagram, what content is resonating on Instagram? What content is resonating on TikTok? TikTok seems to kind of be the place where sometimes it can be a little bit crazy in terms of there's no logic to the reason why something goes viral or not. There's been examples of videos on TikTok that are like 10 minutes long, where we'd never consider really making a reel over on Instagram that are 10 minutes long. But similarly, something that's been 2 seconds, which has just been a behind the scenes glimpse of something, has also picked up massive traction and really resonated with the audience. So it's about you in the places you're showing up as well, taking a moment to just check those insights and really learn about what is gaining popularity with your audience. What do your audience want to see more of? And giving them more of this so that they can engage with you. And also that tells the algorithm then to push out more of your content to that person, to that couple, but also other people like that as well. Yeah, exactly what you said. Reels are not just about the standing and pointing and dancing anymore. There's 100 different ways that you can pull that you can pull beautiful pieces of content together. And there's also apps out there to help, because I know, as I say this, we're really conscious to not put lots and lots on you. We know that you're busy already. We know that running a business can be challenging. Running a business, you're always busy, and you've all got lives aside from running your businesses as well. But this is really important. We wouldn't be drumming it home with you if it wasn't important. This is where your clients, your future clients, are hanging out. This is where they are. And really, it is easier than ever to connect with couples. Yes, it takes some learning of the algorithm, but what I mean is it's easier than ever to organically connect with your audience and your couples.
Okay, so let's move on to our second thing that we're going to speak about, and that is your SEO. Brides and grooms are turning to search engines to find out about wedding supplies for their special day more than ever. So you need to make sure that you are optimizing your website with relevant keywords and creating blogs with helpful content and those keywords as well. And also make sure that your business is listed on local directories. This is going to really help improve your visibility and also attract that organic traffic your way.
So yeah, have a think about how you might search for something. We don't necessarily like pick up Instagram to search. And quite often when we are looking at businesses and looking at what their strategy is for their business, we constantly are saying, do not put all your eggs in one basket. It's about being able to be found in multiple places. And I think some business owners, not all of you, but some business owners fall into the trap of thinking, I've got an Instagram presence, I don't need to work on my SEO. And we fell into that trap as well, of kind of having a large audience and not needing to kind of really spend loads of time on our SEO strategy, but we still do things to improve our SEO, such as we blog regularly, we're constantly putting out content out there, whether it be podcasts, whether it be blog posts, we've got a Google My Business strategy, and these things are for you to just have a robust strategy across the board. And what we tend to find with some business owners is that they really do focus kind of a lot of their eggs over on maybe one platform, and they don't really have audiences or any sort of traction anywhere else. But if you were to kind of think about yourself and how you use Google and how you search for things yourself, if you were to be sending flowers to somebody or maybe looking for a restaurant to eat in, I think a lot of the time we go to Google still to search for these things, right?
Yeah.
Potentially are also using voice search as well, and maybe using our Alexas at home to kind of find out information for us, which are running through Google and other search engines as well. So it really is important for you to have some sort of SEO strategy and to start now as well, because these with SEO, it takes time to build up, it takes time to work. There are things you can do to improve it. Go back and listen to one of our past episodes where we delve into SEO in a lot more detail. But there are things that you can do right now. Let's not stop and think, right, I'm going to start this in 3 months, because it takes a little while to build. One tool that you can use here is Answer the Public. So you can use a free tool called Answer the Public, and you can go on and see what are people searching about your niche, and then you can go on to create content about that. So Answer the Public pulls out like the top Google searches for things in your niche. So it might be like, when should I book a celebrant? What does the celebrant do? Can I have my dog at my wedding? All of these questions, and you can kind of take that related to any area of your niche and find out what are people Googling about your niche, and it will rank it for you as well. So it will rank that content. So that's just a really handy tool for those of you that are thinking, right, next year I really want to focus on my blogging strategy, but I don't really know what to blog about. Well, Answer the Public is going to read as well.
Yeah. I really like Answer the Public. And I think what you were saying about SEO being one of those things, it's not going to happen overnight. And if you are sitting there thinking, nope, I've got my SEO covered, no, it's continuous. Like, if you think that you've got your SEO sorted, I would say go back and check things over. It is a continuous thing that you are going to have to do. It's not going to happen overnight, but it doesn't have to be complicated. We all get scared by the SEO word. It doesn't have to be that complicated at all. Answer the Public will be your friend.
Yeah, and then it's also about other things as well. So obviously, like, it's how deep you want to go into it. So it's about making sure your title tags are in there, your meta tags are in there, your pages are SEO friendly. You've got page titles on things, you're using relevant H1 and H2s, but go back and listen to that SEO episode where we delve into all of that as well.
I'll pop it in the show notes so you can quickly go and have a listen if you would like to. Okay, so the third thing that we are going to cover is email marketing, and we love email marketing. You must know that by now. If you listen to our podcast, we love it. And this is one of those things as well that really helps with not having all of your eggs in one basket. So building and maintaining a strong email list will allow you to get in touch with direct potential clients in their inboxes. This cuts out the noise of social media, and it is much more personal as well. You can really build that know, like, and trust directly in potential clients' inboxes with top tips, promotions, and updates, which really help to keep your audience engaged. And with this as well, it's great because you can really personalize your emails, and you can address those clients by their first names, which is a really great thing, and tailor your content to their preferences. The great thing about having an email list is that you own that list. Other than that, you are relying on social medias where you actually don't own your account. So if anything was to happen, and actually we have heard this, haven't we, in the last week, where something has happened to one of our clients' social medias and they've been left in a situation where now they can't actually get into their account. whereas if you've also got potential clients on your email marketing list as well, then that's another pool of clients for you to access.
Yeah, it's just a place where you can kind of go and say, hey, come and follow me here. It's just being able to go in there and allow you to just keep selling. And actually this happened last week for most people. I don't know if you noticed, but Instagram stories went down last week. So for people who are kind of relying on Instagram stories, what happened was it was kind of like blacking people's stories. So although people were posting them, it was like blacking out the stories. So it happened to us. I mean, we've struggled with kind of dubbing our stories for a little while, haven't we? And we're like,
yeah, we have, yeah.
Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And then I did notice last week that they've gone down. So if you are somebody that's selling predominantly on one platform and something like that happens, either the social media platform goes down, or you're hacked, or you're locked out of your account, or there's these bots all the time that are kind of saying, hey, your Facebook account's been hacked. Click here. And if you fall for that, and this is where your client pool is, this is where your money is coming from, you've got no business. Like, it's gone. And to start from scratch, it's so demoralizing to be able to pick yourself up from that place. But if you've got audiences in other places, and luckily for our client, she did have audiences in other places and has been able to kind of salvage that and kind of go into it with a really positive kind of head in terms of, this is where my focus is now going to be, and she feels fine with that. But she also has got an email list, and she's also got things in other places. But even if it goes down, like, how are you making your money? I don't want to be told. I don't want to be told. I can only make my money when Facebook pushes out my message to the people I want it to, or when I post.
You have no control that way. You have no control.
Yeah, and when I post on Instagram, we know that that's only being shown to kind of like a very small minority of people that are following you on Instagram, and then it's up to the algorithm and up to like the forces that be as to when that goes. But with email, you get to send that message whenever you want to send that message. It's incredibly personalized. You can send a message that, yes, is en masse, but actually it feels like you're speaking to one person. We do really love email marketing. And if you're somebody that hasn't tried email marketing yet, we've been given a link with Flowdesk. Flowdesk is the email marketing platform that we really highly recommend. It is so simple to use. Not only can you create beautiful templates in Flowdesk to send kind of your emails out to as well, but you can also create nurture sequences really quickly. So a nurture sequence is something that when somebody comes into your world, it's a set of communication, it's a set of emails that warms up that client to you. So for those of you that are on our email list, and maybe you've downloaded something from us, like a freebie, you'll have been sent a nurture sequence from us, which is just kind of telling you about our world, telling you about what we do, and warming you up for kind of maybe a future sale down the line, or to do business with us in some capacity, or maybe come and listen to our podcast, whatever it is. And in Flowdesk, what we really love about Flowdesk is it's so simple. It's all drag and drop. It's not confusing at all. And it's just so good for kind of communicating with your audience in another way as well. It's not so noisy. You're not going to be competing against all of the other bits of noise on social media.
What I really love about email marketing actually is that automation, because every single one of potential clients is getting that exact same touch point process, whether you've got a really busy day or whether you haven't. Like, it doesn't matter what you're doing, that is running in the background on auto without you even having to think about it. And I like that feeling, to know that everybody's getting that same amount of loveliness from us. Like, here's what we're about, here's where you can find out more, without even having to think about it. Yes, you've got to set it up in the beginning, but then it is done. And I think one takeaway from this section that we're talking about on email marketing needs to be, you need to have an email marketing in your life, just so that you are in control of your list. Do not leave it to social media, and don't think that it would never happen to you. We have seen it time and time again happen, where something's happened to a client or somebody we know social media who is in the industry, and it does happen.
So if you're somebody that doesn't have email marketing set up in your business, or maybe you're looking for somewhere else where you can harness your audience and communicate with them in a better way, I would definitely recommend Flowdesk. We've got a code for you to be able to go and get a month's free look around. We're going to pop that inside the show notes for you, and then it also gives you a discount going forward as well, for you to use that going forward inside your business and it's really, really good value for what it offers. It offers total peace of mind. It's really simple. It's really simple to segment audiences as well, which is really important in the wedding industry, because you can segment from people who are yet to buy and those that have bought. And then the people who have bought can then go through to your CRM as well. But if you're listening and you're not getting on with your email marketing provider, perhaps it's complicated, or perhaps you aren't getting a lot of people open your emails, we definitely recommend Flowdesk. Since we've moved over to Flowdesk, we have dramatically increased the number of people that we are reaching through our emails and the number of people that are opening and clicking as well. And I don't think that's been any accident, has it? It's been kind of really about us having a strategy in terms of our email marketing, but also in terms of using these tools to kind of help us to grow. We're not working against something that's kind of clunky. We're working really seamlessly. So we'll pop the code inside the show notes if you want to go and check out Flowdesk. So now let's shift our focus to kind of the skills that you can kind of go and learn and really acquire before engagement season, to really set your business apart and really set what you're going to be doing apart from other businesses over the next few months. So the first one, and we've spoken a lot about it already, is just really have a look at your digital marketing strategy and just ensure that you're up to date with the latest trends and understand how to leverage your platforms such as Facebook, such as Instagram, such as Pinterest. Analyze those metrics like we said already, and just refine your strategies continuously. So this isn't something that you can kind of go in and once and think done. It's something to just look at over the next, I'd say 90 days really. So check out your content for the next 90 days, and then it may change again. So with social media, because it's so quick, we don't need you to be really overthinking these going forward either. You'll have heard us talk about content pillars before. And some of you will find that content pillars are really right for your business. Other businesses will find that they want that flexibility and freedom to kind of post what they want when they want. And there's no real right or wrong answer, but you do have to test and track it. So, and these things will change all the time. So you might want to think at the beginning, right, over the next couple of months, because we're going into a new engagement season and because people may be coming into my business that have never heard of me before or never seen any bit of content from me before, I'm going to just go to a strategy whereby it's to engage and get eyes on my business. And that's going to be the strategy for the next couple of months. And it's not going to be about that sales language. It's not going to be about that tone of voice where we may be then going into a little bit more sales mode when those people have warmed up. And then after that point, you may look and think, okay, well, now I want to funnel them somewhere. So now I want those people where I have reached a new audience, and now I want to get them over to my website and get them into kind of my email marketing. So then your language is going to change, then your tone of voice is going to change at that point. But it's about that analyzing and refining your strategy continuously. And that's what all the big businesses are doing, by the way. That's what they're doing. They're analyzing, they're putting content out there, they're analyzing what's working and just refining that strategy. So kind of over the next 90 days, just really think about that. Think about what is the aim, what is the goal, and having content that really aligns with that goal and aim.
That's exactly right. So once you have got your digital marketing strategy absolutely solid and that's all working over there, and then you've converted them into clients, the next thing that you're really going to want to kind of get your head around is a customer relationship management system. So these are called CRMs, and having one of these systems in your business is great because a little bit like email marketing, it moves them through a process. And it's really good and efficient way for managing leads, automating those follow-ups, and you can really personalize it as well, which really helps build a strong relationship with those potential clients.
I think the CRMs, when you get to a point in your business where you can invest something inside your business, the CRM just makes a really good way for headspace to be removed. And there are some free tools out there. There are some a little bit more expensive tools. And like everything, there's some really, really expensive options out there as well. But it's about finding what's going to work for you. And especially in this age where most things are digital. I think we spoke to a client, it wasn't even that long ago. I'm talking, it was definitely this year, that we're still sending contracts through the post and then getting their clients to kind of sign that and then send it back. We had to say, right, we need to move forward from this. So if you are somebody that is kind of, maybe not your contracts are going through the post, but you've got processes that are on pen and paper that could be digitalized, it can just make it so much easier. Not only is all client information all together, which just helps if there's ever a bit of communication that somebody says that they've sent but they actually haven't sent, or you need to check final details of something, or you just want to know where in the process is this couple. Have they sent things back that they should have sent back yet? Have they informed me of what they should have informed me about? Just to allow you to be able to get on and do your job, really. And it's just so much easier. I think one of the biggest things that's kind of happened with this kind of digital revolution is that there are lots of ways for people to get in touch with you, right? And quite often people don't stick to one way to get in touch with you. So it's about you setting that boundary at the beginning and setting that expectation that once they become a client, or once they, even before they become a client, if you want them to, this is how I deal with my inquiries. So come and contact me over here, please. Or this is where we're now going to communicate. So don't send me an Instagram message because you've happened to see a bit of content on Instagram and then you've sent me a message, because this is how things get lost. And I speak from experience here, because gosh, me and Roxy can have two chats and two different chats
all the time. We have an Instagram between us. We have like 3 different Facebook Messenger chats. Then there's WhatsApp, and then sometimes when the internet's not playing right, we go to text message. Like, there's a lot of ways to contact people. A lot.
Yeah, and that's how your clients can potentially, and it just becomes messy. So having kind of CRM systems in place or something else there just helps you to do your job the best that you can do it, so that we're not stressing. And for those that you can come to WedCon, and we'll be seeing you really shortly for that, we're going to delve into this. I'm going to speak about it as well, and there's another speaker that's going to speak about kind of just helping your working week flow how it should, so that we're not at the mercy of our clients all the time.
That's right.
CRM are definitely going to help you with that.
And I think when you start, or when you have lots of clients coming through, your job can quickly become like an admin fest, can't it? Like, we want you to be able to be in that creative zone, and the ways you can do that is by automating a lot of that admin. Because I mean, I like a little bit of admin, but some days it just feel like that's all we do. So being able to know that is covered, and then you can let your mind be in that creative space, because I'm guessing that's why you got in the industry anyway. You didn't get in the industry to sit in front of your emails and reply to clients all the time. So this is one way that you can really do that, and it's a nice feeling too when that's all set up, let me tell you.
Okay, so the last skill that I think, not just in this period of time as we head into engagement season, but just really as business owners anyway, is about being able to be adaptable and innovative. The wedding industry is a really dynamic market. Trends are constantly evolving. We spoke about this on the podcast previously about new trends that kind of emerging. Mm-hmm. So be open to adapting your services and marketing strategies to stay ahead of that curve. Like, embrace the innovation, whether it's adopting new technologies, whether it's about learning about new technologies that can help you do your job better, whether it's embracing things out there that maybe you don't know how to use or don't quite understand. So you're leaning back from that. It's about leaning in, seeing how can we use these things in order to make my service better, or to be able to offer unique services that is going to set you apart. I'm reading the Diary of the CEO book at the moment, and one of his laws is around this actually, and he shares some really, so that's by Stephen Bartlett, I'm sure loads of you will know, and it's his like 33 laws of business and life, and it's a really easy read, which helps me out massively, because I have a tendency to get 3/4 of the way through a book and then think, yeah, I can't be bothered to finish this.
He has the tendency to read 3 books at once.
Yes, I am reading 3 books at once, where like my next book will come and I'm like, oh, I want to watch it. I want to read this. And as I'm reading it, he talks about this in terms of embracing change. And one of the things he says actually is in now, the point in life that we are at now, we are seeing such rapid technological growth. We're going to see 20 years of growth in the next 2 years.
Wow.
So it's not about stepping back, and it is the people who stepped back. So he gives the examples of people that said, nobody's going to want to have a computer in their phone. No one's going to want to have a computer in their pocket, like talking about the iPhone. That's never going to take off. Or about when newspapers went online, one of the newspapers said that people don't want to get their news online. People will always want to buy newspapers. And then unfortunately, those businesses now don't exist. And if you think about it, actually, news being online has only really come from the social media revolution and people wanting to get their news and stuff online. And then we could talk about Toys R Us, we could talk about Blockbuster, these businesses that just didn't innovate and didn't move forward. Because we're not getting any younger, right? But our client is. So it's about us reframing, not being scared of these things, and just being adaptable and innovative, and just having some knowledge about what's going on, not kind of leaning out, but leaning in, because it's not actually, and Stephen goes into this in the book, actually, he says it's the unwillingness to change that breaks businesses.
Yeah.
It's not the scariness about learning it, or whether you're learning at a fast pace or a slow pace. It's the unwillingness to change that is what's leaving businesses behind. So don't be that business that is unwilling to change. Innovate, learn.
Be open to learning, be open to implementing things into your business to help you stay with the times, because you will get left behind. Like, that is what will happen.
It is. And it'll just be things like you're not offering the services that your clients want to see, or you're not marketing to them in the way that they expect, or maybe you're not talking about the things that they care about, or sharing the things that they care about. So it is about innovativeness, and we know that you're somebody that is passionate about growing your business, otherwise you wouldn't be listening to podcasts like this. So we know that you're already ahead of the game and ahead of so many other people out there that aren't thinking about growing their business and aren't thinking about education and educating themselves and developing themselves as a business owner or personally as well. But that's it. There you have it. As engagement season approaches, this is what we just wanted to talk to you about today, about being able to double down on the marketing efforts that you were going to see are really going to be fruitful for your business next year, and then honing in on any skills to be able to meet the demands of the season that is coming ahead. So remember, it's a strong online presence combined with those adaptive skills that we just talked about that are going to be the thing that sets you on the path to success. Thank you for joining us today. Stay tuned for more industry insights. And for those of you that will be at WedCon on Wednesday, we're really looking forward to seeing you. Until next time, everybody, thank you. Bye.
Bye. Thanks for listening to this episode of the WedPro podcast. Full transcripts of this episode, plus every other episode we have done, are available at www.theweddingbusinesshub.com/blogs. Thanks so much for listening. If you do have any questions about this episode or anything else at all, you can email us at info@theweddingbusinesshub.com. And if you are loving our episodes, which I know you are, make sure you hit the subscribe or follow button so you can stay updated with any new episodes that land. We look forward to seeing you on the next episode.